right. It's our final week of bonus hours. You're listening to 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, 105.1 thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, however you're listening to this program. Next week, Duck Insider is back, so you have one more week of bonus hours. Casey, you've been along for the ride. Have you enjoyed the extra hour? Are you ready to get back to not typing on the computer as I open the show and actually paying attention to most of the things that are going on as you put your headphones on and go, oh, there's a new guy on the other side of the glass? Tell me you're ready for Duck Insider to come back.
I am, but I'm sad. I love our little NFL talks that we've been doing every single week.
Well, I will say one of the things that makes it more challenging is you just did a solo show with Patrick, so I think that is a little more heavy lifting for you. So with no Danny Meringue here for this week, as we get in later into the week, Patrick will have some co-host, so you'll get a little bit of a break. But it's Monday, and Monday there's so many things that have happened over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we did the long camping trip, complete isolation from any media, even the children not asking one time in 3 days, can I use your phone? And
That's pretty sweet.
And I go, for what? I just want to maybe play a little game. And I go, no, and there was no argument. Right back to fishing, throwing rocks, probably threw 7,000 rocks into the creek between the group of us. I think there was 10 of us. And this is kind of a wild one. So I mentioned this last week. We have done this camping trip on my brother's birthday for most of my life. There's probably an interruption. I didn't live here for a while, but it's kind of a revival of a camping trip we took as kids. But my family, 7 of us, 4 boys, 1 girl as children. So it's always a boys' trip for the most part. My mom and my sister would hang out back at camp, and we'd all scramble down the creek and go fishing and do as much as we could. This year, 5 and 5. It was 5 girls, 5 boys. The twins fishing like absolute maniacs. My niece and her friend were in the river for like 27 straight hours, which I don't know if you want to do that. It's not a river, it's a creek, but it's very cold, and I'm just looking at them completely mind-boggled. I thought our family loved to swim. Niece's friend, I don't think she ever left the water. She might have gills. But it was
impressive.
Great camping trip, complete isolation, and here I am. I tried the strategy. I thought if I completely ignored the Seattle Mariners for a few days, maybe they'd turn things around. They get a win yesterday. Right now, it is 7-2. We are in the top of the 6th inning. The Rangers have the lead. Blah. It's not great. It's not what we wanted. They lost the first 2 games of the series, Friday and Saturday. They are currently in the process of losing 3 out of 4. There's time left. There's innings. There's at-bats. There's outs to be had.
But not great.
It is great would not be the word that I would use for it. So here we sit with the Seattle Mariners. We can talk about it. I caught a little bit of Dirt and Sprague today. Cal Raleigh sucks. Caught a little bit of the firm. Cal Raleigh sucks. Caught a little bit of the conversation yesterday evening. This team is not great, but neither is the division. Neither is anything else. I wanted to start the show with something fun. Who's your favorite new player in baseball?
That would be Munetaka Murakami.
You see what he did over the weekend?
I did. Left the yard on bobblehead night.
Oh, he didn't leave the yard once on bobblehead night. He left the yard twice on bobblehead night. He went out there and said, you're going to celebrate me. Let me show you how it's done.
He's worth celebrating.
Well, here's my question for you. Do you know what the best bobblehead night performances of all time are?
Oh, hit me with them.
Oh, well, let's go. Where is my list of bobblehead nights? So you had Munetaka Murakami. This is, what day was it? I don't have that. I just saw they did it over the weekend. I'm trying to play catch up on this as we load these up. All right. So 2 home runs. How many RBI did he have?
That was yesterday, Sunday.
Okay, so
went 3 for 5 with a career-high 6 RBIs and a 12-3 victory over the Astros.
Boom. Everything you want from a bobblehead night. So let's look at some other performances. Last year, this was June 20th, a guy named Aaron Judge, 2 home runs on Superman Aaron Judge bobblehead night.
How many RBIs?
Let's see. Now you're going to make me find the full stat line.
Because I might have to give this one to Murakami.
Well, it's not the only one. We've got more. Let's see. Judge entered Friday on a 3 of 27 funk, striking out 16 times over that span, and then went out and had 2 home runs. I got the full article. I do not have the box score. The game was June 20th, 2025. So you go ahead and pull that up if you'd like to do that. What other games do we have here? How about Shohei Ohtani with a walk-off in his bobblehead night? It's not bad. So the Dodgers were tied 5-5 with the Braves, 9th inning. This was... Where was the date? I think this was last year. The article was written on April 4th, so it must have been April 4th or April 3rd last year. So walk-off. No, okay, so that's the walk-off for Shohei Ohtani. I assume that was last year. April 2nd. April 2nd last year, Shohei Ohtani with a walk-off hit on it. Patrick Bailey was playing for the San Francisco Giants in 2023. You know what he did on his bobblehead night? Hit a kayak in McCovey Cove.
Oh, that's a good one.
Come on. How about this? Anthony Rizzo deep twice against Tampa Bay Rays on his bobblehead night. That's not bad, considering one of them was a go-ahead home run for the Yankees, who would ultimately win that game. That's not too terrible.
The Aaron Judge game was in a loss.
In a loss.
A 5-3 loss as Gary Sanchez for the Orioles knocked in a game-winning RBI.
Not his bobblehead night on the road in New York, I'm guessing. Nope. So Rizzo had 2 home runs, including the game go-ahead game winner in May of 2023. Jose Ramirez went deep twice on his bobblehead night for the Guardians, and then on a second bobblehead night 2 years later hit another home run.
Home run pitch.
So he's got 3 on 2 bobblehead nights. That's pretty good. Craig Kimbrell had a 4-out inning on his bobblehead night. How about that? Strikeout, get to first.
Oh, drop third.
Yeah. And then so got four outs on his bobble night. Corey Kluber, no-hitter on his bobblehead night.
That's
pretty good.
That might be the winner.
Pretty good.
A no-hitter on your night, that might be...
I mean, can I be honest
that might
with
be
you?
the win.
If you play in San Francisco and you hit a kayak on bobblehead night, that was pretty sweet too.
That's pretty sweet too.
That's pretty sweet too. I mean,
but Bonds hit about 400 of those.
Yeah, I don't know if he did it on a bobblehead night though. So it's hard to say.
I'm guessing he did it maybe once.
That will be one of the enduring images. You were how old when Barry Bonds was in his heyday? Not born.
-4.
Yeah. So one of my favorite images in baseball history is the swarm of kayaks in McCovey Cove for every Barry Bonds game. As the further he got down the road, past the record, at the record, near the record, whatever it was, the more kayaks would be out in McCovey Cove is one of the images that is burned into my brain. I mean, that was just guys with fishing nets out there, just out there fishing for baseballs was one of the cooler things. So it made me happy that there was a story in baseball that was worth starting the show that didn't have to be the stinking Mariners.
If I asked you how many times Barry Bonds splashed it into the water, how many times do you think he did it?
Geez, how many home runs did he? Well, I'm trying to think of when the ballpark opened.
Get over 600 total home runs.
Yeah, but not all in. Those were all in San Francisco, but they weren't all in that stadium, were they?
Not all of them, no.
Well, yeah, because that's when he was with the Giants. So let's say 100.
35.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just hard to know. I mean, yeah.
Second closest is Brandon Belt. He had 10,
4.
followed by Pablo Sandoval's 8.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
The 2 closest.
Barry Bonds
still have half as much as Barry Bonds.
I mean, it was every sporting event that you were watching on ESPN would be interrupted with a cutaway to Barry Bonds at bats. How many walks did he have? How many intentional walks did he have? He had more intentional walks one year than the second place person had walks or something. Like some of the numbers are just astounding.
688 over his career, setting a single season record of 120 intentional free passes.
It's insane. 120 intentional walks. If I recall properly, somebody intentionally walked him with the bases loaded so he didn't hit a grand slam.
He's the only ever person to be intentionally walked more than 400 times.
I mean, not in the Hall of Fame, because obviously he was a rotten cheater. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Like, I
He's
know
the greatest player to ever play the game.
it's the greatest hitter to ever play the game for certain. I mean, it was one of those things where he was so feared that you would just give him a free pass and let everybody else try to
61
beat him.
intentional walks in 2003, 68 in 2002, and in 2004, 120.
100 and I mean yeah. I will go back and just say, like, as far as viewership of baseball, like there was nothing that I can remember in my lifetime where it was like, we have to watch this. The one thing that I've always said, and I would love for somebody to get close, if somebody gets close to Joe DiMaggio's hit streak, I think that would turn into must walk, especially the way that people get on base today. It is a lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs, but if you got close, if you get to 50, 40, mid-40s?
56?
Well, it's 56,
Yeah,
but I'm saying, at what point?
Reachable.
At what point do you go, all right, he's at 50 games, because what's the second best record to the 56? But I think you get somebody to 50, I think you have to tune in. That would be the record in baseball, I think, that would capture everybody's attention.
45 belongs to...
That's what I thought, 45.
Yeah, 45 was the second most.
And who was that? What year?
Willie Keeler, who did it for the Baltimore Orioles in the 1896 and the 1897 seasons.
Do you have a full list? Because I felt like somebody got maybe into the 40s a couple years ago.
Yeah, I've got the full list for
Sure.
you. Joe DiMaggio up top at 56, Willie Keeler at 2 with 45, Pete Rose at 44, Bill Dolan, I'm going to guess that's how it's pronounced, at 42, George Sisler at 41, Ty Cobb at 40, Jimmy Rollins. He's the most
recent.
Yeah, he's the most recent, 2005, 2006, 38 games.
Not that close. So somebody gets up there in the mid 40s. I think we got something that we need to watch. So that would be the one streak that I would like to see in my lifetime somebody get close to. But the way baseball is played today,
I'm sorry. The most recent is Ryan Zimmerman in 2009. He hit for 30 games straight.
Okay. But it's been a while, and that's not that close. Not that close. So that's the one thing that I would like to see, but probably not going to happen.
Oh, scroll down further. Freddie Freeman also tied for 37 games.
30,
he did it.
37?
Sorry, 30 games. He did it
yeah.
in 2016.
Yeah, but again, that's not that close. I need somebody getting up there chasing Pete Rose and get to the mid 40s. I think you have must watch television. That'd be something else. Joe DiMaggio said he could not eat, could not sleep. All he could do was think about getting another hit as that streak kept going on. It was just, I got to get a hit today. I got to get a hit today. That's the only thing that was on his mind. He lost like 20 pounds during it. It was, the whole thing was absolutely wild. So that's what we hope for. Munetaka Murakami, 2 home runs on his bobblehead night. One of the greatest bobblehead night performances ever. Maybe not the greatest, but there you have it.
I think it's number 2.
There's a lot of things that happen in baseball today. I was lamenting the fact that every headline that we had in Major League Baseball over the last couple weeks has been a preview, a prediction, a list of the best guys to trade for, whatever it is. I'm not a huge rumors guy. We got the trade deadline next week. We'll know by next week who's buyers, who's sellers. We got all that. I don't want to get into that, but a lot of fun headlines from baseball. We got plenty of NFL stuff. You want to stick with baseball for one more?
Let's do it.
Baseball it is. We do it. We get you some of the best headlines from over the weekend. We do it next. It is Happy Hour, bonus hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The Port.
Well, NFL camps are open. Plenty of excitement around that, especially for this little show and our bonus hours. Next Monday, you will have Duck Insider back, so you're going to be getting less NFL in your middays, I can tell you that. They tend to stick to college, and specifically the Ducks, hence the name Duck Insider. There's plenty of transactions and things happening in the NBA now that LeBron James is officially in Philadelphia. People can finish up their offseason moves, and there seem to be a handful of those going around the NBA over the last weekend. I did want to get to one little thing in the NBA that I don't think fits anywhere else in the show. You're a sports fan, right, Casey?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been so excited about a team, a player, a moment that you ran out of sperm? Is that a thing that's ever happened to you? Have you ever gotten a new player in the draft and just went, there it goes?
Can't say that I have.
Did you hear you hear what Bill Simmons said?
I got close when the Steelers drafted Najee Harris, but not that close.
Boy, well that was even a little disappointing then. If you got that close for Najee Harris, and he was okay.
I've been watching Najee Harris highlights since he was since he was 16 years old.
But where does he fit in the pantheon of great Steelers running backs?
Nowhere.
Yeah, again. So excitement, even getting excited can be a big waste of time. Did you hear the quote from Bill Simmons about Caleb Wilson?
I'm gonna need to hear it.
It's a lot. Caleb Wilson is the new rookie, 4th overall pick for the Chicago Bulls. Lighten up Summer League, which Summer League. Okay. So here's what Bill Simmons said. He said, I was like, this is like watching T-Mac again. And if I was a Bulls fan, I would have no sperm left in my body. I would just be ejaculate in every room of my house.
Nope, don't like that.
No. Thank you, Patrick. Yikes.
Yikes.
Dude.
That is tough.
I know that we live in a world of hyperbole. I know we live in a world where to get attention, you have to say something that is probably...
That's one too many.
There is a full conversation about it if you're interested in hearing that. The guy scored, 23 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks in Summer League. Still Summer League. Get excited. Get a socker, a towel or something. I don't know why every room has to be covered in this stuff.
Where's swim trunks or something?
Yikes, dude. Yikes. All right. You a Braves fan? Ronald Acuna's coming back.
I'm a Ronald Acuna fan.
Yeah, 38-game absence. He will be back from a hamstring injury. The Braves didn't really miss a beat while he was gone. That's the really good thing for Atlanta.
Shall I play it?
If you'd like to.
Every time we mention the Braves.
It's worth it.
I think I have to this year.
This is one of the better...
Olsen heard country roads and he hit it a country mile.
Still get chills.
The top of the National League is going to be so much fun to watch when we get to the postseason because genuinely I have no idea who's going to come out on top.
It's a crapshoot.
I mean, you have to assume that it's going to be the Dodgers because it's been the Dodgers the last couple years, but the Braves have been really good all year. The Philadelphia Phillies have scratched out of a very big hole that they dug themselves to start the year, and they're going to be right in the thick of it. The best record in baseball, I believe, still belongs to the Milwaukee Brewers, and what does their pitching phenom Jason Mizorowski do over the weekend? Oh, nothing. Just a 12 strikeout performance against the Rockies. That's no big deal. How did he start the game? How about 7 straight strikeouts to start the game? I know it's the Rockies. It was funny. I was going to make a comment, and I don't know if I actually mentioned it on Friday, but the Rockies and Brewers were playing during the show. The Rockies were winning the whole game. I think they ended up winning the game. It was fair. I was like, this is my introduction to watching Brewers baseball, is them losing to the Rockies. Well, they went on to win the series, so it ended up not being a big deal. But
get most wins in the league but you happen to catch the loss.
Yeah. Exactly. But Mazeroski's 11-4. He's got a franchise record for striking out 7 straight batters to open the game. He also broke his own record for the most 100-mile-an-hour pitches in a single game. And this is going back to since pitch tracking started in 2008. But the guy is just absolutely a beast. 66 of his 83 pitches went over 100 miles an hour, including a top velocity of 104.7.
Say that again?
66 of his 83 pitches reached 100 miles an hour and hit a top velocity of 104.7.
And how many total pitches did he throw in the contest?
66 out of 83.
Oh, my God.
That beats
That's
his record. That beats his record from June 12th, where 58 hit at least 100 miles an hour.
Keep carving, Youngblood.
Something to watch.
Oof.
Something to watch, man. If you get a chance, if you see on your score pad that you use to track whatever's going on, that guy has a start coming up, might want to tune in.
Do they give Shohei the Cy Young?
I don't know. This is hard to beat. 11-4 right now, but it's not a throwing hard contest. He also had 12 strikeouts and struck out 7 straight to start the game.
Yeah.
So it's not just that he's throwing
Is
it
that
hard.
he's dealing?
It is. It's
Does he
just-
also does he have the second lowest ERA behind Shohei?
does he?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll take your word for that. I'm just looking at this most recent performance, and it just makes your head go. Do you want good news or bad news?
Give me the bad first.
I'll give you the bad news. We were watching closely as the Miami Marlins became the hottest team in baseball through the month of June and to start July. Going into the All-Star break, the Mariners had a chance to go down to Miami and take them on. It did not go well.
Mm-hmm.
What have they done since the All-Star break? Have you been paying attention to the mighty Miami Marlins?
Oh, are they slumping?
12 straight losses. They have
Oh.
just matched they have beat their franchise record for the most consecutive losses. It's a new record with 12 straight losses. I don't know how streaky this baseball season has been. We saw a 15-game win streak by the Red Sox. You can have a 12-game losing streak by the Marlins. It feels like teams have
That's
been
4
way up
straight
and way
sweeps.
down. Well, yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, not great.
And they didn't play great teams. I mean, they played Cleveland and
Who they just lose to? Pittsburgh in their last 3?
the Padres.
Oh, Padres in their last
And
3. The
before-
Padres have been a middling team, and you've been expecting them to do something, but still not a great team.
But then before that, got swept by the Astros in 3 games.
Yep.
And got swept by the Brewers.
Brewers,
Again, the Brewers,
great.
Brewers,
Yep.
Guardians, great
Yep.
teams.
Well, the Guardians are not a great team. They are a good team in a bad division. The entire American League stinks.
I'll with you there.
And we were. I think somebody was bringing up earlier today the how bad the Mariners are as a hitting club. They are 4th worst in OPS. That's bad. You know what's worse?
The Mariners.
No, the Mariners are
Oh.
4th worst.
The
The Guardians have the worst
Guardians.
OPS in
Ooh.
baseball. Yeah, so but they're right there in the thick of the division. It's them and the White Sox going back and forth. So you have the Rangers, again, taking a, not commanding lead, but certainly pulling away from the Mariners right now. The only team in the division that has a winning record over the Mariners, making it a much larger margin of victory. So hopefully the Mariners can figure something out at some point soon. I don't think this game is something that they're very confident in. Still down 7-2, and I think they just went into the 8th.
And yes, Mizorowski leads the MLB with an ERA of 1.58.
All right. I'll end this on good news. So I will say one of the big guys out there in trade talks, catcher for the A's, Shea Langoliers, done for the season. Torn meniscus. That stinks.
That's a brutal one.
That stinks. If you have not watched A's play baseball this year, dude, that lineup is
They're a fun team.
Really,
they are
really
starting to get back to the A's of old.
yep. Yeah. I mean,
They don't have nearly the pitching staff that the A's of old do, but the
Yeah.
way that they
Well,
used to
yeah.
fly around, again,
But they're doing what the A's do, which is they find gems. The problem is most of those gems do not stick with the franchise and then get dealt elsewhere. And by the time the A's are making the postseason. They're doing it in a different uniform. So it's hard to say. Our friend Jen Ellis, who comes in, always does a fun grid of look at all the A's that no longer play for the A's that are playing in the postseason and what they're doing. It's a very fun little exercise. You could do the same thing with many a baseball team because people move around a lot in Major League Baseball. But the A's in particular
It's a game we like to play with our Blazers as well.
Oh, amen to that. And I'll give you some good news. Another team that is pretty fun to keep an eye on and scores a ton of runs is the Washington Nationals. Their shortstop, a guy named C.J. Abrams, hit 2 home runs against the Diamondbacks and now has a new Nationals record with 26 home runs. That's a young team. That is a team that has almost no pitching, but their lineup is fun to watch.
How many games has he homered in consecutively? I think I saw that come across the ticker, but I didn't get to see what the full. I believe that's his second or at least third game that he's had consecutive home runs.
2 home runs against the Denver. I do not have that, but he's been on certainly been on a little bit of a tear. So something to watch. Just something to keep an eye on. There are a couple games above 500. I think
he has 7 home runs over a blazing 7-game span through July.
Not bad. Not bad. Well,
pretty darn good.
New franchise record makes it look pretty good. So baseball coming into the home stretch, something to keep an eye on if you're a Mariners fan like me and are ready to pull a shoot on that whole stupid thing.
Became the first Washington Nationals player to hit 7 homers in a 7-game stretch since, take your guesses,
Bryce Harper?
Kyle Schwarber.
Oh.
Did it in June of 2021.
All right. It's funny, I don't remember him as a National.
I don't either.
Yeah, okay. I was like, that seems odd. And then my next guess would have been Juan Soto, but I don't know that he ever did that either. So we move on. We move into the NFL. I got a whole pile of things for you from the NFL. Training camps are open. We're ready to go. More lists coming out all the time. So I got to see how you feel about what they're saying about the NFL around sports. We do that next. It's bonus hour, happy hour. But first, a walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what's going on.
Sticking with our baseball theme of the day, first on the fan, the betrayal of Shohei Ohtani is a 6-part ESPN 30 for 30 hosted by investigative reporter Tisha Thompson that will examine the massive illegal sports betting and bank fraud scheme perpetrated by Ohtani's former interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara.
Is this just a way to go, look, he didn't do anything wrong? Or is this going to actually be like, I might want to look into Shohei?
Again, federal findings and the IRS cleared Ohtani of any wrongdoing, concluding Mizuhara acted without the baseball star's knowledge by impersonating him to bank representatives. Episodes 1 and 2 will premiere on July 28th, 2026, with the remaining episodes rolling out weekly through August 11th. You excited for this one?
No, feels like nothing to see here. We did some digging, and we just want to make sure that nobody thinks Shohei had anything to do with this. I just want to make it very clear that it was all this guy.
Let's wash the hands clean on this one.
Yeah, honestly, why else would you do this? Does anybody really care about the interpreter? He did something wrong. He got cleared. He's good. I think this is so that you can look back and go, just let it go.
The 30 for 30 will feature rare audio from a 90-minute interview with Mizuhara, insights from bookmaker Matthew Boyer, and commentary from federal investigators.
It does not sound that appealing to me. I cannot imagine that they're going to throw Shohei Ohtani anywhere near a bus, a street, or anything that can make him look bad. I'll bet you it is very fluffy when it talks about
a little
him.
puff piece, if you will.
I think so. Six episodes?
6 episodes.
A lot of fluff. A lot of fluffing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably need a lot of fluffers.
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the firm.
I'm trying to decide if it's just because I'm a Seahawks fan. Maybe I'm just a bigger NFL fan. I dismiss the whole waiting game for LeBron. Whatever. He's gonna pick somewhere. He's gonna go and play. He's gonna play for less money than he should. It'll make a big impact. The odds for the Philadelphia 76ers to win the whole thing went from 20-1 to 9-1. They put the jersey up and there's a crown next to it. Neato. There is one that needs to be done with this. There is a waiting game that needs to stop. Aaron Donald, if you're going to play, just play. If you're not, don't. Can we just put this stupid thing to bed? Sean McVay, he's doing a rigorous workout to see if it's something he wants to do. Here's a question. Aaron Donald, do you want to play for $2 million? Do you want to go out there and play for $0 and go out and be part of the meanest defensive front we've ever seen in the history of the NFL and get a free Super Bowl ring that you really didn't get because you didn't play for the money that you deserve to get, which makes it completely unfair, and do that or not? Just how much do you want to play for? They can't have very much money to pay him.
Worried.
I've told you that I'm more concerned about this than anything else. What did I tell you when Myles Garrett got signed? If Jared Verse was on the other side, no, I don't want any part of that. If Aaron Donald is in the middle instead of Poona Ford, it changes things.
Yes, it does.
So can we just make a decision?
He's going to torment you all year.
No,
he might wait until the trade deadline.
If he shows up and be like, there's a new Christmas present, he shows up like that morning, he needs to play football. At some point, he needs to get out there and play football. Just can we make a decision? Am I wrong?
I love what he's doing.
Oh, you like it?
Because he's making you worry. All the fear that I have about Myles Garrett, you guys go get to worry about that now.
Melted away.
Oh,
just
goodbye.
Melted away.
See ya. Enjoy.
The wildest thing about it is the Rams and Seahawks do not play. Myles Garrett came out last week and said, I want a piece of the champs. Like, he is ready to go. He is loving being in this division. I'm sure the arrogance that drapes the entire Los Angeles Rams organization has welcomed him with open arms. And it's not, and I don't mean that as like, hey, they're the big opponent. Sean McVay has earned the right to stand there and puff his chest out and get all that.
100%.
Matt Stafford has earned the right to do it. That team has a bunch of well-earned arrogance, but they wear it pretty much on their sleeve. So you know that they feel like they are the best team. They add Myles Garrett to it. It only amplifies that. You add Aaron Donald to that. All right, let's go. It immediately becomes, can anybody beat the Rams? I think we're already pretty much there. But you had Aaron Donald is 100% there, which is fun. I love having a villain. Seahawks and Rams do not play until Christmas Day. Then they play 2 weeks later, and then I assume they play within a few weeks after that. That'll be fun. I'm excited about it. It's hard enough to have to wait for that game to happen the entire season, week 16. I told my wife, and I'm sure I've said this on air already, that they are playing on Christmas Day, and she goes, well, my Christmas is ruined. She knew immediately that, like, whatever we were going to do, like, I feel like at this point I need to start learning Christmas carols to redeem Christmas for her. Like, I need to practice on the keyboard and get it, and I've already got the opening melody of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" on the keyboard down. I'm gonna need to do everything because there's gonna be a 3-hour chunk in the middle.
You're probably gonna need to go full Griswold.
Probably like an hour decompression, win or lose time that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a little room on this one. We have to wait that far. Can we just decide if Aaron Donald is going to be in the lineup? That's just all I'm asking. Does that seem fair?
Nah.
No.
Let him cook it for a while.
It's been camps are open.
Let him milk it for all it's worth.
Wow.
That way you're thinking about Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett, and you don't play them till Christmas.
There is enough to think about.
You got to get a lot of teams to play between now and Christmas.
You
overlooked them.
Well, here's a whole other element of this. Seahawks or Rams could stumble. They could end up playing in a meaningless Christmas game where
100%.
both teams are underperforming. One or both of them lose a key player and they're just stumbling out of the gate. Like, there's a big target on both of their backs. Because if Aaron Donald shows up, it's not just the Seahawks that are going to look at them and go, man, this is the bully that we need to go and punch in the mouth and we need to give him everything we got. That's the team where somebody goes into a press conference and goes, we're not concerned about the Rams. We're just focused on Cincinnati or whoever we're playing next. Even though 3 weeks from now they know they're playing the Rams, they got big big circles on it, and they're ready to go and try to get them. That will be the Rams, not the defending Super Bowl champs. The Rams' offseason was insane. Not only did they add Myles Garrett, they got 2 new corners that are among the best in football, or certainly the best available out there. Trent McDuffie was a trade, but then you have done everything you need to do.
But isn't it very interesting how the target is on the Rams' back?
Well, again,
You're not saying that the target's on the defending Super Bowl champions back.
do you think I'm wrong? Like maybe I'm over.
No, I agree with you.
Okay, yeah.
I think the target is on the Rams' back.
And if you add
But
Aaron
it's very
Donald,
surprising that it's not on the defending Super Bowl champ because
well, they played one hell of an NFC Championship game between those two teams.
it's like they're being overlooked to run it back. And
Well,
it's not saying that they're destined to run it back or that they can't run it back.
well,
That overlooking them is
and
Be
correct
careful.
me if I'm wrong though. The most anticipated game before football is actually played, the most excited anybody is about a rematch. I feel like, I know my team is involved, I feel like that's it. It's seeing what happens when the Rams play the Seahawks, because they played 3 games last year, and what was the total difference in points? It couldn't have been much.
I also think Denver-Buffalo. Again, you have
Yeah.
that matchup in the NFC, and then you look over in the AFC. Who's the matchup?
Which is funny
Denver and
because
Buffalo.
who did you just eliminate from that conversation? The New England Patriots, who actually won the AFC. So it is funny, but you put Aaron Donald in that mix, it changes that target and only makes it bigger. And I do not want to be an offensive line and go up against that. With that in mind, I have a quick question for you. There are 6 players that have been disposed. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Bestowed. Boy, brain stopped working. Bestowed upon them the highly coveted number of 99 as their rating in Madden. I've got 6 players bestowed upon them. I don't know why I couldn't figure that word out. Bestowed upon them the 99 rating. Can you tell me who those 6 players are? One is very easy on the team we just discussed.
That would be Myles Garrett.
Obviously. There's actually another player from that team.
That would be the MVP, Matthew
The
Stafford.
MVP. You got it. You got it. 4 left. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with... Give me a position.
I've got another quarterback on there.
You've got another quarterback.
I do have another quarterback.
I'm going
on
to guess that's Josh Allen.
It is Josh Allen. I've got 2 wide receivers on there.
That's Jamar Chase.
It is Jamar Chase.
And JSN.
It is JSN. And finally a tight end.
Ooh, a tight end.
I know.
It's not Kelsey because he had the drop-off year. It's
Yep.
not going to be Kittle because of the injuries.
You got it.
It's not going to be Kyle Pitts. That'll be Trey McBride.
Trey, look
Wow.
at you. Have you seen this list?
No, I
That's
haven't.
pretty good. Look at you.
Look at that.
That is pretty good. Pretty good. So 2 wide receivers and a tight end on there. USA Today put out their list of the best receiving cores in football. I want to put your brain on that. We've got 2 more names on the top 100 list. More NFL. We do it next. Training camps are open. We are a week away? Just over a week away from the Hall of Fame
Yes,
game.
sir.
Like, we're gonna have guys in uniforms. Depending on if you're the Buffalo Bills, they might be really ugly uniforms, but we've got guys playing football.
We are
very
officially starting the countdown to September 9th.
Well, I think we've already started. I
we
believe we've been doing that for at least a couple weeks. So yes, we are.
But now we believe in the countdown.
Oh, I'm all in. Can we put a clock on Aaron Donald? When does he have to make a decision by?
The trade deadline.
Oh my goodness! If he just shows up mid-season,
Gives them that playoff push.
if he shows up week 1, fine.
Just to give them the playoff push.
That'd be more annoying than
That would
anything, I think.
warm my heart. As long as I know that
Yeah.
I
It's not
gotta
on your
see him.
schedule. They're not on your
I
schedule.
gotta see him.
All right. More NFL. We do it next. It's bonus hour of Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. Probably should have told you earlier, but at 2:30, the great Will Ortner will join us to talk Seahawks. They open camp on Friday, and they've had a couple days of all their players reported. We'll see what's going on specifically with the Seahawks. We'll see how he feels about the Aaron Donald tease and if he's as frustrated as I seem to be. I didn't realize I was until I started talking about it. And then all of a sudden you pointed out the fact that I seem very irritated by
Myles
this.
Garrett and Aaron Donald will do that to you.
Whew. I mean, it's bad.
Myles Garrett will do that to you.
Yeah, Myles Garrett has done that. But again, you give up one of your best edge rushers to get the best edge rusher. That is one thing. But you put in a Hall of Famer, surefire Hall of Famer in the middle of that defensive line, and then have Myles Garrett on the edge. Ooh, that could be ugly. But we move on from that. This is a position group rating list that I had, and I don't need you to make all the guesses on exactly where we're at on that. I think we've done that enough on this show. But I'm going to give you some teams on this list that I was looking at that have me intrigued. Like the bottom of the list, I think it's going to be ugly for these three teams because they're all going to have quarterback situations that don't give me a lot of faith. But this is the USA Today list of the wide receiver groups. And if your wide receiver group is rated last in the NFL and you have a new starting quarterback, I don't think that's a great thing. The Miami Dolphins are listed as having the worst receiver group.
Okay.
Malik Willis is expected to be your quarterback starting for week 1 and hopefully for the season, I suppose.
Yeah, no Tyreek Hill, no Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. You have Malik Washington, Jalen Tolbert,
No
Tutu
Parker
Atwell.
Washington.
Yeah, so it's not great for Miami. The second worst receiving core is the Las Vegas Raiders, also with a new quarterback. You'll either have Kirk Cousins or Fernando Mendoza, depending on what game of the season we're playing in. I haven't heard any. I mean, camp's just open, so we'll see.
Are they counting tight ends within?
They're
this
not
receiver?
counting tight ends, so
Okay.
Brock Bowers is not part of that. The number 30 is the Cleveland Browns, and we know that they have a highly anticipated quarterback battle between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. I don't think that bodes well that Jerry Jeudy, Casey Concepcion, who we don't know what he's going to be as a rookie.
Yeah, that's
Denzel
a
Boston.
toss-up.
Yeah, so, but either way, that's how they're rated right now.
But they bulked up and drafted 2 rookies this year
Well, and I think a lot of it more
to
is
try to ease that.
I think a lot more of it is unknown. But again, those three teams, their quarterback situation plus their receiving core makes it that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a couple teams. 29, 27, and 23 are the ones that have me the most intrigued. Do you think it ends up hampering any of these teams? At 29, the Kansas City Chiefs are listed, and obviously getting Patrick Mahomes coming back from injury. 29th best receiving core in the NFL. Rashid Rice, Xavier Worthy, Taquan Thornton, Jalen Royals. That's your group. Of course, you have Travis Kelce. We mentioned tight ends, not a part of this. Do you think that ends up being an anchor on this team, or you're just going to see Pat Mahomes go out there and do what he does regardless of who's out there?
What did they do this offseason?
What did they do this offseason?
One thing that will help them out is they had a lot of drops, and the reason why they had a lot of drops is because Patrick Mahomes had to throw the ball 40 times a game. They didn't have a strong running game.
Going out and get.
Now you have Kenneth Walker. That'll ease some of the tension there, make Patrick Mahomes not work as hard in the pocket.
All right. 28 is the Washington Commanders. How do we feel about Jaden Daniels getting a bounce back year this year?
Year after year, Terry McLaurin just is. He's going to get the numbers.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry's going to get the numbers.
Yeah.
Will the team around him be able to perform and do what they need to do? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Jaden Daniels will rely pretty heavily on Zach Ertz.
27, San Francisco 49ers. This is a team that's expected to make damage. Well, if Ricky Pearsall is your number one, Mike Evans is number two because of age. Well,
the team that Mike Evans got traded from? No, that got traded from is ranked higher on this list than the San Francisco 49ers?
Where is Tampa Bay on
that
this
shouldn't make
list?
sense.
Tampa Bay is 11 with Chris Godwin, Mecca Mbuka, Jalen McMillan, Ted Hurst III.
But you lost your
They're
number
way
one.
up there. Yeah, well,
but he's
listed as number two, at least on this one ranking. So that one's interesting. The other one in the 20s, and a team that you expect a lot from, I guess two teams that you expect a lot from that are in the 20s. 22 is the Packers, 23 is the Bills. And you just wonder, with two quarterbacks that are young and have shown that they can do it, not having great quarterback or not having great wide receiver rooms could be detrimental. It's just something worth keeping an eye on.
Again, the Bills have had 3 tight ends every single time. That's just the nature of their offense. They like that 12 and that 13 personnel. But they did get DJ Moore. So does that make the difference for them down the line? Can Josh Allen start completing the deep ball? We'll see.
Yeah. And, I mean, you look at this list 2 through 12. I mean, all contenders. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys. 3, Cincinnati Bengals. 4, Los Angeles Rams. 5, Detroit Lions. 6, Denver Broncos. 7 is the Seahawks. 8 is the Patriots. 9 is the Chicago Bears. 10 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tampa Bay is 11 still. Number 12 is the Philadelphia Eagles. All of those teams feel like they will and can be postseason teams and could be right in the thick of it.
The disrespect is crazy.
4?
2,000-yard receivers join the crew. And the Steelers don't break the top 12?
I've got the Steelers at 16. DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr.
I'll take that over the Philadelphia Eagles any day of the week.
Philadelphia Eagles, Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon.
I'll take that. I'll take DK and Michael Pittman over Devonta and Mekhi Lemon any day of the week.
Here's the most intriguing one, though. Number 1, Minnesota Vikings.
That's the interesting
one. Well, the bottom is interesting, too.
Yeah, because
you look at some of those at the bottom. The Chiefs not having weapons, does the running game make a difference?
The top 3 receivers for Minnesota, Justin Jefferson, yes, fantastic.
Jordan Addison?
Juwan
Jennings?
How many games has Jordan Addison played over the last 2 years? Suspended in injury.
Yeah.
And then Juwan Jennings.
Well, but I guess the question is...
Why is the reason he didn't get re-signed?
This will also be, their 5th quarterback, considering they played 3 last year, Sam Darnold before that. So it's what can Kyler Murray do with that? That has me slightly intrigued. That's the thing that makes it so interesting. Like I said, 2 through 12, all contenders, for sure. Then you got, a couple teams in, you get to 13, and you'll get the Carolina Panthers, maybe, Tennessee Titans at 14, Saints at 15, maybe, 16 is the Steelers, Texans at 17. But number 1, if you have the best receiving core, hot seat for Kevin O'Connell. The GM has already been fired, and now you have Kyler Murray. I don't know what the Minnesota Vikings are going to be. It'll be interesting to watch. That whole division, to me, will be probably the most interesting division.
Yeah, that's a peculiar
the NFC North. How good are the Packers going to be? They've been good in recent years. How good are the Lions? They've been good in recent years. I still think the Chicago Bears are going to fall back, and I don't think Caleb Williams is going to have the same season that he had last year. I think you're probably going to see more turnovers because I think he's going to love his jump shot throw pose that he's got on the cover of Madden and really like himself some Caleb Williams, which I don't think normally works out really great for NFL quarterbacks, especially if you're going to go out there and talk the big talk and then just there's going to be a defensive line coming after you. It's not going to be pretty.
People said that after the Heisman.
I could be wrong. Well, the follow-up to the Heisman year wasn't as nearly what it was.
He still had great numbers.
Yes.
His team wasn't as talented.
Yes, but Lincoln Riley is your head coach, and you play at USC. That you're going to have enough talent that you're going. If you can't have big numbers at USC with Lincoln Riley, why are you playing quarterback?
He did have big numbers. That's why he has.
I know that's. I guess what I'm saying is having success in a Lincoln Riley offense as a quarterback in college football is a prerequisite. Winning a Heisman. Again, he was expected to be a repeat Heisman Trophy winner, and he did not quite do that. That's all I'm saying. I don't expect him to fall off the edge of the flat earth. I just expect him to have a little regression this year.
Did you really think Travis Hunter deserved it his senior year?
I thought Ashton Jeanty did.
Okay.
So, all right, let's go to you ready for your top 100 list? Let's do it. We are in the 50s. This will not be the most exciting two names that you will have on it. One is a safety. One is a guard. So guard's already meh. But this dude is a beast, and I'm very curious where you have him on the list. He is a safety. He plays for the Los Angeles Chargers, 16 games, 94 tackles, 2 sacks, 7 passes defense, and 3 interceptions. Derwin James at 50. Do we like that?
I've got him at 57.
Okay.
Again, just because the way that we saw that
positionless.
The positionless. Yep. I have him at 57. Derwin James is one of my favorite players to watch on film.
Yes.
One of Florida State's best.
Well, and he's one of the new breed of those positionless safeties that can play at the line of scrimmage all the way to the back end of the defense. So him, Kyle Hamilton, Nicky Mamori, more of those guys I would suspect would be coveted as we move forward in the NFL. It's just going to be one of those positions that you'll have to have, and I'm sure they'll come up with a clever name for it at some point, but right now we consider them safeties. The Bears guard, Joe Thuney, is number 49 on the list, 17 games, 15 quarterback pressures allowed, 0 sacks. Hard to argue with those numbers. Is 49 a good spot for him?
I've got him at 58, so I believe Thuney was he's the first guard I have off the list.
Well, there you go. So pretty accurate with those. Let's move on to the normal shenanigans that are happy hour. We'll do it next. It's happy hour on 105.1 The Fan.
I move. From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers picked up a win over Real Salt Lake over the weekend. Timbers took home the 2-1 victory in Pipe Mora's last match as a Portland Timber. Pipe was named the MLS Man of the Match for his 2 goals coming in the 56th and 67th minutes. Mora, the Chilean national, finishes his 7-year MLS run third on the club's all-time scoring list with 48 goals, as he will surely be missed. Timbers are back in action this Saturday hosting the Seattle Sounders for a Cascadia Cup clash. Over to the NBA, if you missed it this weekend, following the LeBron signing in Philadelphia, as EuroLeague star Mario Hezonja has agreed to a 1-year, $2.8 million deal to sign with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Denver Nuggets are matching OKC's 2-year, $12 million offer sheet on forward Spencer Jones. According to Shams Charania, by matching Jones's offer, the Nuggets now enter the second apron and will face some major tax bills, though they could shed some money via trades during the season. And finally, NFL training camp is officially here. All camps from the 32 teams around the league are officially underway as we get set for the Hall of Fame game on August 6th in Canton, Ohio. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
This is the Fan.
Happy Take Your Houseplant for a Walk Day, all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat if you're listening on the radio through 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online at 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, or you ask your smart speaker to get you some bobblehead banter, and this is what you got. Use the fan text line, 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Use it. Use the text, use the chat to share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. What are your go-to camp foods? Casey, is there anything more classic when you go camping than hot dogs and s'mores? Did we talk about hot dogs and s'mores last week?
I think briefly.
Do you have a favorite camp food?
I'm a big fan of just the cheese and crackers, and then maybe roast a little bit some bacon over the fire, but nothing crazy.
Bacon over the fire?
I'm big
That's
on
not bad.
snacking when I'm around the campfire.
Well, I'll tell you what. Don't say cheese and crackers and meats. You say charcuterie. That way you sound fancy pants. That's just a little tip for you. So, yeah, charcuterie, camping charcuterie, always a good way to go. Well, my kids and I did a little camping trip over the weekend for my brother's birthday. There's 10 or so of us that went camping. And my daughter asked me a question before we went camping. Would it be good if you put your s'mores right on a hot dog? So if you're going to be roasting your marshmallows over the fire and you're going to be roasting your hot dog over the fire, could you combine the two? So I said I would give it a try. I looked online. Sure enough, it's a somewhat popular indulgence where you take both items and combine them. What they recommended was on the hot dog bun, go chocolate frosting, then go hot dog, then put the roasted marshmallows on top. Trick is roasting both the marshmallows and the hot dog at the same time so that you can get the hot dog nice and hot so it can melt up the chocolate frosting a little bit. And then you got to get the marshmallows perfectly fluffy so that they go on there. Boom, you got something going on. Also found out that it is a Filipino treat to put what they call red hot dogs and marshmallows on the same skewer, roast them and enjoy them together.
Interesting.
So I'm like, well, this seems to be a thing. I told my daughter, like, hey, why not? Let's try it. Called my sister-in-law, who is Filipino, asked her if she'd ever heard of the hot dog and marshmallow combination. She was like, no. So I told her I would give it a try and report back. So we're around the campfire. This would have been, I guess it was Saturday night. And I had to execute the thing. So I get the hot dog bun ready. It's got the chocolate frosting in it. I grabbed 2 different hot dog sticks. We had one that was a fork, but somebody else had it, so you could have easily roasted them both on the same stick. I went one left-handed, one right-handed, and I got to be honest with you, Casey, nailed the cook on both of them. The hot dog was just starting to kind of bubble up. You know how it gets the little splits in it? Just perfectly cooked. And the marshmallow, I mean, I couldn't have landed on any better. I mean, they were just the perfect gooiness. I put them both into the hot dog bun. Give it a try. Not bad. It's actually pretty good. Offered it to everybody else. Nobody wanted to borrow the frosting. Nobody wanted to try it. Everybody thought I was insane. My nephew gave it one bite. He said, actually, that's pretty good. Everybody else looked at him. Oh, what are you doing? You're crazy.
I feel like your nephew did the right thing.
Gave it a try.
Took the one bite, said, hey, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
I go, do you want me to make you one?
No,
I'm good.
That's the right move.
Well, here's the thing. I'm the only one that had it, and I'm the only one that got the benefits of it. The next morning when we woke up, not a single person in camp other than me had a debilitating stomach ache. I don't know what it was, but they were all afraid of it. And you know what? Hiking out of the bottom of a canyon when you feel like you're going to throw up the entire time, not that fun. So you know who made the right decision? Everybody but me.
I think so.
I had the conversation with my brother.
Honestly, I think everyone else made the wrong decision. I think your nephew made the right decision.
Yeah, you got to try it.
I think he
You
tried
gotta try it.
and if he didn't get the stomach ache, but he still got to try it.
I had one brother that didn't go on the camping trip. He and I had a little download on it. He asked how it was. I said it was pretty good. We went through the entire menu that I had of the day, which was a fair amount of whiskey, a handful of beers. Had some cooked rainbow trout fresh out of the creek. We had I did go cheesy dog after that because there were some of those being passed around. He's not convinced that the thing that gave me the stomach ache was 2 marshmallows, chocolate frosting, and a hot dog all consumed together on the same bun. But there I was. I was the only one, and there was plenty of finger pointing, and everybody was perfectly happy to insist that I'm an idiot, and that should never be tried again. So who knows? Who knows if we go to another shot? We have another camping trip in a couple weeks, actually end of next week. So maybe we try it again if we can get more people along board. But out of 10 people camping, 1.25 of us tried it. A single bite from my nephew, and then everybody else.
And the only one that tried the whole thing got violently sick?
I wouldn't say violently sick.
Close to violently.
I only felt like I was going to vomit the whole time. I did learn something really valuable. As I mentioned, we went in, and it was remote enough that we don't bring tents. We went hammock camping. I learned something that I think will be valuable for the future. I did not know, but now I'm fully aware that you can take a nap in a hammock in the fetal position. So I've got that going for me. So, hey, listen, if you can go out and learn something from your experiences, they're valuable, and we'll chalk that up as a valuable experience. Mariners lose again to the Rangers. The game is final. We've got that going on for you. I believe that we have a 2-man race for the take your pick for this week. So if you're playing, you can go and look at the standings and see if you've got a chance. I think there's only 2 people. I don't think it's you or I, but we'll update you on that tomorrow. But right now, we need to do some in case you missed it. In case you missed it, Browns receiver Jerry Jeudy shot down rumors that an edited TikTok video showed him favoring Deshaun Watson over Shedeur Sanders in their quarterback battle. Jeudy clarified that he was actually holding up 4 fingers to signal how many times he's requested to be traded this week, not that he prefers Deshaun Watson. So there you have that, in case you were wondering. Jeudy insisted the video was cut off before he could hold up 31 fingers to represent how many NFL teams he'd rather play for. So it's just you didn't get the whole thing in context. In case you missed it, Cardinals tight end Trey McBride apologized for a podcast comment where he claimed that Arizona lacked loyal fans. In fairness to McBride, loyal is not the first word that comes to mind when I think of Cardinals fan base. I would say long-suffering, hopeless, tortured, self-loathing, sunbaked, or dehydrated first, but what are you going to do? In fairness to Cardinals fans, it's not their fault that football season happens to overlap with snowbird season, or that they've slowly become the West Coast version of the New York Jets. That's not the fans' fault. Put that on the team. In case you missed it, 4 Minnesota Twins players, Ryan Kreidler, Brooks Lee, Luke Kershaw, and Cole Sands all accidentally scheduled their weddings on the exact same day. To make matters worse, 2 of them actually picked the same fiance. That made it really... This is actually a dream come true for me. Only needing one excuse to skip 4 weddings sounds perfect. November 14th, sorry, bros. You know that's a big game between Arkansas State and Coastal Carolina. Man, that could be for 4th place in the Sun Belt. I can't make it, you know. In case you missed it, former pitcher Chan-Ho Park became the first Korean to purchase an ownership stake in an MLB team by joining the Athletics as they prepare to move for Las Vegas. The A's are slated to open a $2 billion dome stadium in 2028. Does this mean that until they announce the naming rights for the new stadium, we can call it Chan-Ho Park? Is that... I think we probably have to. No? And finally, in case you missed it, the Buffalo Bills revealed their new Nickel City all-gray alternate uniforms, complete with a royal blue helmet. The team says the gray colorways pays homage to their dreary blue-collar, gritty history in Western New York. Hey, Bills Mafia, remember how Sundays are the only way you can escape the bleak, gray industrial surroundings of Buffalo, New York? Well, screw you! I guess the Nike designers haven't figured out a way to encapsulate 4 straight Super Bowl losses into a jersey yet. Maybe that's next year. Actually, I did hear that next year's alternate uniforms will celebrate Buffalo being the home of the 1901 assassination of William McKinley. I think that's what they're going to do next year. Glad you laughed. I was worried that would be too soon. All right. Thanks to our studio audience. We got to get into the Daily Buzz. The Mariners found out whose fault it is they can't hit. The WNBA three-point contest ends with a FUD. And Tony Romo is no Scotty Scheffler. All that on the Daily Buzz. We do it next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 The Fan.
The biggest question.
Yeah, the Mariners lose again. That is a 3-1 series loss to the Texas Rangers. Final of this one, they added one on in the bottom of the ninth, or top of the ninth, I'm sorry, but that was a 7-3 loss. So the Mariners lose again over the weekend. Jerry Dipoto decided that the big problem was their assistant hitting coach, Bobby something or other. So they fired him, saying that he's the reason for their, quote, abysmal offense. Jerry Dipoto under a lot of pressure to make changes after the team's, quite frankly, not been good enough on the offensive side of the baseball. You did see a change to the lineup, or I guess a reset of the lineup. J.P. Crawford returned, but Cole Young staying in the starting spot. So if you need anything to make you hopeful about the Seattle Mariners, it's at least that the young guys are, and Cole Young in particular, no pun intended there. Cole Young seems to be a mainstay. I believe he's the only Seattle Mariners that has played Mariner. He's not a Mariners. He's a Mariner that has played every game this season. As we approach the trade deadline, it sounds like there are plenty of discussions around two of the starting pitchers in the Seattle Mariners starting rotation, Emerson Hancock and Luis Castillo. Castillo probably harder to move because he has a much higher salary for next year, but he's going to be more of a one-year dump than anything else, and Emerson Hancock still has 4 years of team control moving forward, so that could be more intriguing, but you'd hate to get rid of him for a rental. So if there is a right-handed bat out there with some team control that can help this Mariners team win now, Emerson Hancock. If you can just get somebody that's a rental, Luis Castillo. That's at least what I'm hoping for. I mean, right around this time, 1 week from now, we'll know what the trade deadline will bring, but we've got a week. We'll keep an eye on it.
The Buzz.
Over the weekend, the WNBA had their All-Star game, and Bridget Carlton dominated the qualifying round before finishing second to, is it Ozzy Fudd or AZ Fudd? AZ Fudd wins the three-point contest. She was the favorite. Carlton scored a qualifying best 29 by hitting 21 of her 27 shots, then scored only 19 in the final round, but well representing your Fire, not only in the three-point contest, but according to one lowercase, she was knocking back that crapple as well. So good for you, Bridget. Way to represent the Rose City. Anything to add?
The Studbud stream was very entertaining.
You have said that so many times, and it absolutely cracks me up, that you did not follow the actual game or any of the actual contest, but the stream around it, all in.
When do you watch the actual All-Star game?
I'm not going to argue with you, but I also don't watch a stream that goes around it. But you know what? A handful of years ago, you had all of the women's players talking about how much worse their conditions were for the women's tournament in the Final Four, and that was led by a handful of Oregon players, if I remember correctly. And they were entertaining and informative, and they got a lot of things changed. So maybe you're right that women's basketball and the streams are really the place to catch on to what's really going on.
Shout out the Studbuds.
Studbuds.
The Buzz.
Well, the 76ers are adding another piece to what they hope is a championship teams. KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, agreed to a buyout with the Memphis Grizzlies and will sign a one-year, $3.9 million deal with the 76ers. So just if you're keeping track at home, LeBron James had a 2-year, $8 million deal, which averages 4 years, $4 million per year. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 3.9 to play for the same team. Barf.
The Buzz.
Well, the Cavs didn't land LeBron James, but they had a backup plan. Former Blazers and European MVP Mario Hezonja is going to the Cavs. This won't be entertaining to anybody but me, but anytime I have to mention the name Mario Hezonja, I must tell this story. A good friend of mine, a great friend of mine, one of my best friends in the world, told me when the Blazers signed Mario Hezonja, he said, watch out. This guy is going to be great. Forget all the other signings. Forget Carmelo Anthony or whoever else was on the roster at the time. I'm telling you right now, Mario Hezonja, that's your guy. not exactly the case, but he's had a good little run. He signed a 1-year, $2.8 million deal with the Cavs. He was a EuroLeague champion in 2004. He was an ACB League MVP in 2025-26. So 25-26. So if you're gonna get run out of the NBA for not living up to the hype,
This is the resurgence.
there is a path to get back to the league. So I will be rooting for you, Mario Hezonja, one of my favorite players, to completely flail and watch a friend just go, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. I know nothing about basketball.
Well, it looks like I missed on that one.
Always amusing.
The Buzz.
The Cardinals have increased the salary of one quarterback, Jacoby Brissett. He has a reworked 1-year contract that will be worth up to $21 million. He had a solid season last year, completing 64.9% of his passes, 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 12 in just 12 starts. So the Cardinals don't sound like they're going to be going to Carson Beck anytime soon. They're probably going to be floating through this season, and if he doesn't play well, looking for a quarterback either in next year's draft or being ready to move up Carson Beck next year. But Jacoby Brissett does appear to be your guy moving into the new NFL season.
The Buzz.
And finally, former Cowboys quarterback and CBS analyst Tony Romo has withdrawn from the Texas State Open Golf Tournament. This is just days after being arrested for an OWI, which is operating while intoxicated in Wisconsin. Not a great look for Tony Romo, but it is probably a good idea to put yourself on a little spin control. Not a great look and not a great mugshot for Tony Romo. So time to do a little work on yourself. Don't worry about your golf game nearly as much. The folks that run the tournament said, although we're disappointed he won't be joining us, we're still looking forward to an exciting week of competitive golf. But you know what, Tony? Go and take care of yourself, and then maybe don't show up to the booth well intoxicated either. We'd appreciate that for the next upcoming season of CBS football. Please and thank you. So a better version of Tony Romo to come. We're all rooting for you, buddy, except for, everybody that's not. With that, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed. I should say real quick, we should have Will Ortner on. So if you're sticking around for the next segment, we're talking Seahawks, and we're doing it with Will Ortner. That's for the listeners.
First on the Fan, for the second day in a row, San Francisco 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan watched Monday's practice from a distance as he continues to recover from injuries, including a concussion that he suffered in a July 14 car accident. Have you seen this story?
I have. It was a pretty bad thing. Broken nose, concussion, among other things. And then he's showing up to the sidelines rocking the sunglasses because he's got black eyes. But he's got a new mustache. More importantly, the guy is looking like, I don't even know what you would say, like man in disguise, like an international man of mystery. The mustache, pretty sweet.
According to players, news of Shanahan's accident was a slow trickle throughout the locker room. Shanahan's wife, Mandy, reached out to the team leaders such as Purdy, George Kittle, and Fred Warner. Purdy and other veterans spent part of Saturday informing other players in the locker room about what had happened and that Shanahan seemed to be handling it well.
Yeah, all the players just giving him mad props. He basically had the equivalent injuries of playing an NFL game at his age and at his speed. But the thing is, he just loves football so much he can't even stay away. He was only out there for like 30 minutes yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. But yeah, he cannot wait to get back. Trust the coaching staff to get everything rolling to start the season because he basically has no choice. So good luck getting camp off on the right foot, 49ers. But you can't root against a guy that got in a pretty bad accident.
And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Loris Case from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch.
All right, kids, we wanted to talk some Seahawks, and when we want to talk Seahawks, there's one guy that we need to go to. It is the host of Seahawks Today. It is former fan personality and current chat sports personality, Will Ortner. Will, we've switched to royalty-free music for our bumper music. Can you guess what the title of that song that you just heard is called? Will, are you there? Uh-oh. Can't talk Seahawks without Will Ortner. What am I supposed to do? Tell you all the takeaways I had from training camp? I mean, I certainly can, but I did just catch up on those this morning. I see Casey Efferding in there. I can see your face, Will, but I cannot hear you. So, yeah, he's miming things. So we'll see if we can get through this. He's going to listen to me stall for time. Oh, look at that background. Looking good. Trying to say things. He's got the handheld microphone looking good. Any thoughts in there, Casey? Is just nothing working?
Working on it right now.
All right, well, we'll see what we can get to. Hopefully we'll have him pretty quickly. I don't know if I want to spill all the candy in the lobby here, if I've got a bunch of Seahawks thoughts on this, so we will kind of try to figure it out. Sorry about this, Will. I know you can see me. All right, we'll do what we can to get back. So all training camps underway for the NFL around the league. Everybody is reporting. Of course, the Seahawks reported a little bit early because they have the opening game of the NFL season, which we played on a Wednesday for the first time, which of course will be strange. But hey, you get to take on the rematch of the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots. You'll have that. We're trying to figure out what's going on with our connection with Will Ortner because I'd love to talk to him. Jadarian Price is one guy that will be heavily viewed upon for Seahawks training camp because, of course, not only is he your first-round pick, not only is he replacing your Super Bowl MVP, but he didn't have a ton of playing time when he was at Notre Dame. So you have a guy that had only 15 receptions last year, and what the Seahawks are doing to start camp, playing him with the ones, playing him with the twos, and playing him with the third-team offense to get him as many reps as he possibly can. Not saying that the entire Seahawks season hinges on whether or not Jadarian Price can take over for Kenneth Walker III, but certainly would be the best option you can hope for. There's no timetable for the return of Zach Charbonnet. George Holani is splitting first-team reps, so seeing if we can get the best out of your guy that played really well in the Super Bowl is your second one. All right, we're just going to give you a call here, Mr. Ortner. Let me see if I can do this real quick. So I am now – oh, Dusty, you got his number, yeah? Okay. We're going to give you a call, and we'll get you in the line, Mr. Ortner. So if you're listening, we're trying to get Will Ortner to join us, having a little trouble from the YouTube connection. So if you're watching the YouTube feed, it actually looks really great as he pivots his camera around trying to figure this out on his end. But we'll just try to get him on the line here and see if we can get those insights from training camp. Another story I'll just mention while we wait is Torrey Horton. It was actually on the practice field on Saturday for the first time since entering a really weird injury they didn't hear a ton about last year. But you saw Torrey Horton come out and play really well early on. Will, are you there?
Not only am I here, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
At this point, I think I just need to go back to the Stone Ages. We want to do the YouTube thing. It always worked when I've done it in the past. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to blame others for this misfortune.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to blame anybody. I just think the universe has realized that if we bring on somebody on YouTube that's better looking than all the hosts that we had here and realize that you were in this building and we let you go, Odyssey is probably the one blocking it, going, how could you let this guy go elsewhere? That's my guess.
Well, the gigantic hole in my head right now would say otherwise, but maybe when it heals, the sick scar will help me out.
Ah, well, okay. What? How do you have a hole in your head? Did you tell me about this last time, or is this a new hole?
No, same hole, just, we're dealing with the heat. We're learning about the southern heat.
Gotcha.
And much like the Seattle Seahawks, it's been fantastic.
Okay, good.
That one time.
So were you able to hear my evaluation of Jadarian Price? Because I think that might be the biggest story to start camp. Am I wrong?
Well, one, I don't think you're wrong. And what I think is the most exciting part about it for me, and actually I don't know if it'll be our video tonight or if it'll be our video tomorrow morning on Seahawks Today, but we are going to be talking about Jadarian Price and doing a little bit more of a deep dive on him. But I think that, yes, you're going to have your ups and your downs. There have been, he went the wrong way a couple times on a couple of plays. He had a drop or two on Saturday. But I'm largely very impressed with everything that he's been asked to do. And I know that we don't have to expect Price to be the number one feature back. That's not what he's going to be. Seattle's made that very clear. Seattle's made it very clear that they want to have a 2 to potentially 3 running back system. But I think that when he has been asked to do things that Kenneth Walker did last year, he has shown, at least so far, that he is more than capable of achieving these things.
Well, you're trying to replace the 4th leading receiver in Kenneth Walker with a guy that caught 15 passes at Notre Dame. So is the number one thing catching the ball out of the backfield? Because without Zach Charbonnet expected back we don't know. And then George Holani, who's going to be back there. I can't think of a lot of passes caught by George Holani last year that left me going, oh, that's a perfect replacement.
No, and Holani is never going to be the perfect replacement. Obviously, he's the one who's getting the majority of the 1 reps right now, or at least he's the one starting off with the 1 reps, but he's earned that. He's the longest tenured running back that's not named Zach Charbonnet, and Zach Charbonnet can't be out on the field right now. So Holani has earned getting to go out as the 1. Right now, will that change as the off-season, or I guess the training camp season goes on? I think that there's a chance, but I think that Holani has showed more so in practices and in preseason, because his in-game reps are very limited, that he is a good pass catcher out of the backfield. Okay. The Seahawks are very high on Holani, but I don't necessarily think their game plan is for him to be the 1, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have a rotation. He's going to get reps. He has the leg up on the competition so far, but the production is always going to be what's most important. And right now it feels like that production that you're hearing from is largely from Price. Now, is that because he's got more eyeballs on him, so anytime anything halfway decent he does, it gets reported? Maybe that's a potential. But I think right now, the more and more that I hear things out of the running back room, I mean, shoot, you're even hearing good things about Emmanuel Wilson. Every time that he touches the ball, big plays are happening. So I feel like there were a lot of questions, rightfully so, coming into the offseason and coming into training camp. What does that running back room look like now that the Super Bowl MVP is no longer there? Everything I've heard has been good. Yeah. And so I'm going to go into this preseason and the start of the regular season very confident in my Seattle Seahawks.
All right. Well, I mean, take the other position group that had the biggest attrition, and that's your secondary, but that was addressed in the draft as well. So it's a very similar situation. It sounds like Ty Okada is taking first-team reps at the safety position. Bud Clark is mostly taking second-team reps. Julian Neal is working with the second team and third team mostly, and Nehemiah Pritchard is taking that third cornerback spot. Is it going to be similar where they have a lot of belief in the guys that were on the roster last year? That's why they let Reek Woolen and Kobe Bryant walk. And they added reinforcements that if the young guys can go out there and impact the game, great, but they have enough faith in the guys that they already had, because that's at least the kind of take I'm getting on the running back room, even though they brought in several guys to try to replace Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I think when you look at the safety, it's a little bit different, right? Like what Mike McDonald is looking for back there is versatility. Yep. And now, obviously, a lot of Seahawks fans are not thrilled that Nicky Manwari ended up having his surgery after mandatory minicamp. I mean, shoot, it sounds like he had it within the last 14 to 21 days or whatever that number is. But I think it's a blessing in disguise for these guys like Okada, like Bud Clark, like the rest of those guys in the 2s and 3s in that safety unit, because you're going to get a variety of different snaps at multiple different positions for a lot of these guys. Because we have to remember that nickel position isn't any individual player's spot. It can be a corner. It can be a safety. Seattle is going to use it based on matchups. And Mike McDonald does a fantastic job of grabbing guys who can play 1 to 2 to 3 positions on a football team and then morphing his defense around them. What we heard from Kirk Cousins last year was he would look at the Seahawks defense, say, oh, these are the different defenses that they could be in against this pass. He would drop back to throw the football, and then as he was throwing, Seattle would move into the position of what they were really running, which was a completely different look.
Yeah.
He thought they were going to be in 2 high. They moved into 1 high, but they were able to do it so late because anyone at any point can drop back. Like, think about it. Seattle has 3 safeties out on the field. At any point, you can rotate those 3 safeties, and it looks completely different. Julian Love could look like he is, going to have back half or maybe a back fourth in that secondary, and that's going to be his zone. And then on the snap of the ball, or maybe even slightly after that, he might come closer into the box and actually have like a middle zone or a different man than what you were expecting. And that's the beauty of what Mike Macdonald is doing, and that's why a guy like Bud Clark is with the Seahawks. That's why they signed Ty Okada, partly because he was a little bit cheaper than Kobe Bryant, but more so because he can play a multitude of different positions. Even Kobe Bryant can play a multitude of different positions.
And the way that and you have D'Anthony Bell, who was with the Seahawks for most of the season last year, who was re-signed. He went to Carolina and played his playoff football with Carolina. Still got a Super Bowl ring, even though he wasn't with the Seahawks. He's back. He's taken a lot of those E-Man Warrior reps. And you have Devin Witherspoon, who out there is practicing in contract negotiations. So the whole secondary to me is wild. But it sounds like what you're saying is the reason the secondary is so fascinating is the way that Mike Macdonald uses them. Is that what you would say?
100%. What he is doing right now is different. For a long time, it was, these are the plays make the players great, you do what my plays tell you to do as a coach. No longer is that the case. It is, what players do I have on my team? How do I build a defense around those players? The Seahawks run essentially a 4-2-5, 4-3, if you want to call Nicky Manwari that third linebacker. Mike Macdonald's base defense is supposed to be a 3-4, So he's completely changed his defensive style to fit the players around him, and I think you'll see him do more of the same if Manwari ends up having a setback, or just frankly, depending on matchups in certain games, if he wants to get Bud Clark out more or get Ty Okada out on the field more.
We're talking with the great Will Ortner, the host of Seahawks Today for Chat Sports on YouTube. You can check it out. Daily posts on the Seahawks and what's going on. 2 things I want to get to fairly quickly. How valuable can Torrey Horton be for this offense? You re-signed Rashid Rice, which a lot of people did not think the Seahawks would be able to figure it out. You've paid and made JSN the highest paid wide receiver in football. You still have Cooper Kupp, who made a really nice play. I don't know if that was Saturday or Sunday. Diving catch where he had a ton of separation from the corner that was trying to stop the former Triple Crown winner at wide receiver. Where does Torrey Horton fit into this wide receiver room?
I think he's the biggest wild card right now with this crew because last year, while his reception number is very low, his production off that reception number is absurd. I mean, in 8 games, the guy had 6 touchdowns. Now, one of them was a punt return, but still, like, that is a very impressive mark for a rookie. But my biggest worry at times with him is we've now seen injuries pop up. They popped up at college. It's why he fell into the day 3 of that NFL draft, and it's why his season got cut short last year. So can he stay healthy? Because when he's healthy and he's on the field, the guy is electric. He can do so many different things. And so that's, to me, why he's the wild card. I want him out on the field. I think when he's out on the field, good things are going to happen. We've seen that happen in the past. But is he going to be able to stay 100% healthy? I think we just have to keep our fingers crossed.
Amen to that. How excited are you for Hard Knocks Seattle Seahawks Edition, defending champion Seahawks Edition?
The special lady friend has already been told that my Tuesday nights for the month of August, they are going to be my me time, my alone time. I'm sure she thought it was going in a different way of that conversation, and then she put 2 and 2 together of like, oh, the Seahawks are on TV, aren't they?
Does she know that her Christmas is going to be ruined? My wife accused me of that the second the NFL schedule came out. She goes, I guess we're not having Christmas this year.
Yes, but I've already promised her that we're going to make up for it on Thanksgiving, of course. And her birthday is on Saturday. Happy birthday. to the great Michelle Hagan, and I'm going to take her out somewhere really nice. I'm sure that will completely make up for Christmas.
I'm sure we're going to be all set. The great Will Ortner. Any other stories that I missed that have you intrigued about Seahawks training camp that opened Friday?
Riley Mills. Riley Mills is getting a ton of work right now at the big defensive end position, which is behind Leonard Williams. Now, Riley can play any position of that basically big three between the nose tackle, the defensive end position behind Leonard Williams, or the D-tackle position behind Jaron Reed. I'm very excited to watch this kid play a full offseason to get better, not just try to rehab to get back out on the field. He was very impressive in the Super Bowl. I am beyond excited to see what the Seahawks do with him. Another guy who can play a multitude of different positions, and he seems really hungry to make a name for himself.
And Riley Mills, for anybody that doesn't remember, he had I think it was an ACL coming out of Notre Dame, so he dropped a little bit in the draft, and he was the one where everybody went, who the hell is that guy that just picked up the Patriots center, threw him into the first row of the Super Bowl crowd, and just demolished the quarterback? And you went, who is that guy? Is that a good description of Riley Mills?
Yes, he is a beast. That
Absolutely.
guy, it's almost like mini Brock Lesnar-esque.
Ooh, I like that. All right, well, let's talk in a couple weeks, and we'll take a look once we get into camp. I'm sure there'll be a lot of stories that pop up. I would love to get your Tuesday night reviews when we have Hard Knocks. I believe that starts next week, so we should be good to go on that. Will Ortner, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you soon, hopefully on YouTube. Our producer here, Casey Smith, has blamed everybody else just like you did and just like I did.
Well, that tells me that the young sir is on the right path. That is exactly what he should do. Blame, deflect. It's always someone else's fault. It can never be yours.
All right, we appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon. We need to do one more for the road. We do it next. It's Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. If you missed anything from this show, past shows, future shows, download the podcast, 1051thefan.com, odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. In case you missed it from today, already up. We are at 43 days, 14 hours, 27 minutes, and 6 seconds until the NFL kicks off on Wednesday, September 9th. Seahawks, Patriots Super Bowl rematch should be awesome. Lowercase, what are people saying on the text line and the YouTube chats that we need to address?
People are loving Will on the show.
Well, if we could get him on the show when we start the interview, would be even better. But maybe we just keep doing that because it builds the tension. People are like, "Oh, is it going to work? Is it not going to work?"
What's he going to say?
Yeah, no, great catching up with him. I called him on the
Yeah, he's
phone
great.
a few weeks ago, and we ended up talking for like 45 minutes, and it was like, oh yeah, we'll definitely have to do this on the regular basis. It's good to get another perspective on the Seattle Seahawks. He's dialed in, so he's going to do that little deep dive into Jadarian Price and see what that ends up being. So I'm very excited to have that. So and just to be clear, not your fault on the YouTube, right? Who we blaming?
We're going to blame everyone else.
Okay, perfect.
We won't name names quite yet.
Well, not quite yet. Well, real quick, let's do. So if you're in Seattle over the weekend, you may have seen a couple parachutes coming down from the Space Needle. Apparently, the Seattle Police Department is searching for two men who climbed over the glass wall of the city's iconic Space Needle on Friday, flipped over the edge, and parachuted down from the 605-foot structure. Lowercase, you ever do any base jumping?
No, I'm deathly afraid of heights.
Are you really?
Yeah, Grand Canyon and Crater Lake, my brothers, because I'm a younger brother, my brothers would do the good old save your life right by the edge.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate them.
You officially hate your brothers just for that.
Well, they're the reason I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to base jump off something, that sounds pretty cool. So apparently the guys bought their tickets at 8:50 p.m. on Friday, according to the police department, and just hopped over the glass and went sailing over the iconic skyline and enjoyed themselves a little ride. So there you have it. If you know anybody that was base jumping, tell them to hide out. The police are looking for you.
Where'd they land?
Well, it doesn't say. I think if they knew where they land, they'd be a lot easier. Apparently, you'll be shocked by this. 2 white men in their late 20s. Are you shocked?
Really?
I know.
Who would have guessed?
I know. Every time I watch any I'm trying to think of like Travis Pastrana and like the Nitro Circus guys, they would do some of the base jumping stuff. I've never been on a parachute or whatever. I do not have the fear of heights. I think I can get down with base jumping more than skydiving. Like skydiving feels like it would have like the bigger rush, but I think the closer to the ground you are, like most people that are afraid of heights are more afraid of being up on like a ladder or a 2-story building. There's a certain point where you just get high enough that there's a disconnect with the brain. I think the base jumping would be the bigger thrill, especially when you have to do something illegal to get out there because you're not supposed to
That's where
jump
you
off
might
of
not
these
have
structures.
that. You might not have that disconnect though.
Well, that's what I mean. It would be the bigger rush. Like if you're going to go and parachute, that would be the one to do.
Bigger rush, 100%.
Yeah, and and again, breaking the law to do it. So okay, let's pretend you weren't afraid of heights. Is there another structure that would be more fun to jump off of than the Space Needle?
Eiffel Tower.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Or Empire State.
Anywhere in New York.
Yeah.
Would be pretty good.
It'd be pretty sweet.
Skydiving through the city, though, I'm definitely running into a building. I don't think.
And
I'm
what's the building in Dubai called?
Ooh, I'm not sure, but yeah, good call. All right,
I guess the Burj Khalifa or something like that?
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
That'd be a cool one.
Casey, you didn't screw anything up, so thank you. Thank you, everybody that listened. Of course, thank you to our guest, Will Ortner. We can't finish a show without saying thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.